It's going good, man.
Good to have you here.
I'm happy to be
Welcome.
here.
Yeah, you're much nicer than I expected you to be.
Let's start there.
Can we jump right into it?
Let's start right
We
there.
are rolling?
Let's start right there. Let's talk about our text
So
messages.
I'm sitting there working. Hey, put that in Do Not Disturb. Or I'll do it here.
That's a good call, too. Huh?
Mine's got to stay on vibrate because I got work going, but
I'll be
watching.
I got to tell you, so I've been in there with a blood pressure cuff. Because mine is sky high because I've been so behind on work. He's been in the hospital all week. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I wish he was on camera.
Nephew,
I did
welcome.
2 podcasts without him. I almost thought I was going to die. So I've been trying to edit those. Editing's a nightmare, especially when there's multiple cameras. Anyway, I've been behind on work and I'm flying out in the morning. I had to go do another job
baby.
today.
Woosah.
Yeah, I've been going wide open.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I saying? So
Okay.
I'm sitting there working, and I get a YouTube thing. I was like, oh, who's this? Click. Okay, new subscriber. Click.
Oh, yeah,
who's
me?
this rapper here? Who's this rapper here?
Work.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Well, we're going to cut right there.
Hello? That should cover work. Thank you, and I'm
Okay,
sorry.
before Carlos's work interrupted us, I was saying that I got a new subscriber on YouTube today, and it's funny because I got a big award on hitting a certain number, and I thought, hell yeah, I'm so excited. And then, because it's hard to grow on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And this thing's been dormant for 5 years. I haven't done anything on it, so I'm basically starting all over. Anyways, I lost that 1 subscriber, and today I get it back to 5. It's 500. Okay, I'll tell you, it's not that many. YouTube stuff.
It's a big feeling, dude.
Yes.
I would never know that feeling. Okay.
So the 500th person was you, and I clicked. Well, and I didn't know it was you. I clicked on it, and I'm like, "This is interesting."
Who's this
And I
guy?
text Carlos. I was like, "What's that guy's name?" Because I had no idea. He didn't tell me anything, and he goes, "Nicholas, right?"
Nicholas
Yeah,
Robyn.
Nicholas
Yeah, I was
Robyn.
like, "Okay, this is we're doing." And you come in. The sweetest human being ever. You come across like a wild man on YouTube.
Yeah.
You got a lot of views there. You're one hell of a rapper, man.
I'm all right.
Yeah, you still do that?
Yeah. It's really like a side thing.
Yeah,
I'm 32. Unless
it's
I want to
never
be like an underground king.
Yeah.
I don't got time for that. Plus, I got
It's a good
my own
outlet, though,
kids
right?
and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I do love doing it, and like,
Yeah,
I'm not a big fighter or nothing.
Yeah.
So like, when people are meeting me, I'm like, and I get after like, never talk about my name.
Yeah.
Well, you created a character. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes,
In that
exactly.
world. Yeah.
And it makes me feel like I'm 5'7" in it. You know what I mean? Like I can.
Listen, he texted me at work, and I'm dying.
I was like, is
and
this the guy?
I go, hey, man, I know that video very well. That was like 5 years ago, okay? I said, I promise you, he is the biggest positive, I love you guy. Like, he will walk through the gym, and we've been to multiple gyms together, and literally in the gym, he's like, I love you, Carlos. Like, he's screaming across the gym, and he's walking by other people. He's like, hey, how your kids? How you doing? Like, you think I know people, and I'm always hugging and loving? That gangster right there.
Yeah.
He's a gangster of love.
You cannot judge people, but I knew I was going to bring it up.
Yeah, well,
I love
I'm
talking
glad.
about stuff like this.
Yeah.
Those, and it's not awkward for me. Hell, I love everybody. There's a Walt Whitman quote: "Be curious, not judgmental."
Mm-hmm. I like that.
That changed
I like
my
that.
life.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick is you never see him coming. And I mean that in the best way, not just a short joke. I love you, buddy. I love you. I love you. You started.
Should
but-
never have brought that up. My biggest insecurity.
Yeah, I mean, rapping, tattoos, as you can tell by the shirt busting at its seams, fitness. Father.
Amateur boxer.
Yeah.
It's a new venture I'm trying. I haven't started yet.
He's a pretty good amateur boxer, although he's never boxed anyone else. Have you? He wears the shit out of those bags out there.
Yeah,
though.
I
He
saw
he
him in the
whoops the
garage.
shit
I was
out of
like,
them. I watch him and I think, thank God he loves me. He might whoop my ass.
Well, right now we could take him.
Oh yeah, right now he's got 2 holes in his side through his rib cage. He had surgery this past week. He collapsed a lung. We talked about it, and I didn't know if they was going to do surgery. It wound up being the biggest blessing ever. Even the surgeon come in and was like, "Thank goodness, it was a blessing." We had to go in and staple up his lung because they found an infection on it. They found a nodule. Figured out what it was. What was it? What was it called, Brennan?
Couldn't tell you.
Basically, you can get it from dirt.
It was a fungus, yeah.
Basically, a lot of people get it from dirt, sawmills, just whatever. So I said, dude, you need to go out there every day and eat a little bit of dirt. That's how you get used to this shit. You build up. He's isolated himself at his desk, and he don't go outside enough. That's what's happened, I believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, parenting.
Go eat some dirt.
Go eat some dirt, kid.
He's doing good
Go
now.
swallow
but
some
he,
dirt on it.
I gotta be honest. I saw the picture. It was gnarly.
I don't want to know about it.
He's in a lot of pain, so we're not going to go 2 hours tonight. Plus, I've got a million things to do. I haven't packed. I haven't finished my work. I'm going to be working in the airport.
Shocking.
So there we go. That's the beginning of this podcast. I don't know which one it is, but I'm excited you're here. And
I'm happy to be here.
Carlos is going to do an introduction.
Man, I kind of thought I just did.
You did. Yeah, I guess you did.
Yeah, I did.
Well, you got to give a little bit of background.
Nicholas Robyn, friend, father, husband, fitness guru, amateur boxer that hasn't started yet, rapper, tattoo artist, and I love you gangster.
I'm just dying to know.
How is that?
I'm just trying to know, what addiction are you running from to fill your life up with all these other addictions?
Man.
And he goes to the experience.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Which one? I mean, which experience and which maybe you?
The one on Square, on this, like by the Square.
There's one on the Square.
Yeah.
He goes to the one we go to.
Yeah. Okay. The one you go to with
main
Pastor
campus.
Corey. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And I go at 10 o'clock.
Okay, it's too packed for me.
Yeah. See, that's why it's the front row's always clear. I'm right up front. Every
I didn't think of
time.
that.
Okay.
Every time.
Everybody asks me which one do you go to, and I say 8. They're like, never mind.
I get that so much too. Like nobody wants to get up for service.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you're in and you're out, man.
Well, see, and I want to start serving there too. So, serving at 8 and then doing 10, but it's just a matter of time, I guess.
It's a great church.
I know.
It really is.
I learn more every Sunday than I did my entire childhood.
And I agree with that because my whole life, I mean, I grew up a Christian, then I kind of veered from it, making a bunch of fun decisions. But yeah,
we all do.
Coming back in November, my life kind of.
November, that's when mine kind of changed. Not this November, the November before last. But go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I made a bunch of terrible decisions. I'm a big on accountability, right? So I'm very good at being like,
I messed up.
I'm a big old POS.
Do you learn from it?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Well, then it's good. Mistakes are inevitable.
Exactly.
I think it's only failure if you don't learn something.
Yeah. And so rather than when everything went down, like I was on the brink of just, I didn't have a gun at the time.
Good.
But I would have,
Yeah.
And it was a Saturday night and I was driving by and I was like, broken, dude. I was broken. I was like, whatever, dude. I'll just hop in here. So I hopped in there and I just was, I'm a big crier. Okay.
Me too.
Pretty sure I got like a hormone imbalance there, but man, dude, yeah, it saved my life. And then, so I just started going there and then I got baptized there not too long ago, probably about like a month ago or so, which I did get baptized prior at World Outreach, but I was doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
Well, you may have not understood why he was doing it. I know I didn't. I was baptized as a kid, and I was going through the ceremony, the tradition of it. This is what you do. This is the process. Great. I got wet. I got out. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And then I learned Corey really goes deep into baptism.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I had no idea. It was surrendering. It's a marriage. I looked at it completely different. I was like, I have to do this again. And it changed my life. My life was already changing in a process of about a year, maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
And then I knew that I was just going through the motions. I was kind of reading my Bible. I hadn't changed much. I kind of dedicated my life to surrendering. But man, when I got baptized, something changed. It was wild. I'm still the same guy, but I'm motivated a little bit differently. I'm a little more conscious.
Yes, I love
this
that.
Changed. I had this idea, crown over craving, and then I realized that the day I got baptized, I was like, no, it's his crown over my craving. I say it a lot. Forgive me. But I dedicated every choice, every craving. I gotta analyze that. What is my motivation? Every time I'm moving towards something, does it honor his crown or my craving?
Yes, no, absolutely. Dude, that's
the original sin.
That's so well, dude. I love, and that's a great tattoo.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that.
Carlos and I
got one too.
share this.
Crown over craving.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Don't be mad if I show up next week.
Jonathan wanted one. He's like, can I get one?
Yeah,
Hell
we
yes,
had
you
people.
can.
We're like, yeah,
We were
this is such a good
like
idea.
A brotherhood is
Yeah.
what this is starting with. It's like, wow, you love that idea. I was so honored. He loved it. It's like, can I turn that into a tattoo? Because I was thinking about it. He got it before I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Robbery.
No.
I
He asked.
I
I was
asked.
so honored. Matter of fact, he hooked me up with a great tattoo. It was the right way.
Nice, man.
Because I'm glad I didn't do it. It was premature. I needed to wait because I would have had something similar to you. His is more Latin, mine's Gaelic. but I
Okay.
had a different crown picked out.
Okay.
And I came back to him and I was like, I can't do it. I got to do this one. And that's
Yeah, but it's the same tattoo, but it's not, because we both have the snake in the apple, sin. And then mine's Latin,
Okay.
and it says
And that's what you said yours is Gaelic.
his is Gaelic. Mine is he who conquers himself conquers. And then I did a different crown that kind of went with my Masonic stuff and Knights Templar and all that. And then his is just much more simple, crown of thorns. So we each put our own spin on the original idea.
Yeah.
But I will disagree with you that you're not the same person, and neither are you. Fundamentally, sure, but your hearts are different. Your outlooks are different. Your outwardly both are different.
I know what it is.
I've seen so many incredible changes in both of you that no, you
I know what
boys
it is,
are not
though.
the same person.
I am the same, but I got the Holy Spirit.
Let's go.
That changed everything.
I agree.
I couldn't even read the Bible hardly before that. It was really difficult. Like after that happened, I'm like, oh, this makes a lot more sense.
Dude, that is such a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so funny because I like, yeah, it's like it was like gibberish. I was just reading words, and I'm just like I already got a problem with reading. Okay, like the whole Bible could have been in Gaelic, dude. Like, I was screwed. But then that's really funny because then I'm like, now.
But I've learned I have to stay on top of it. I have
Same.
to stay on top of it. Otherwise, I get lazy.
Same,
I get
absolutely.
lazy. It's sitting right there. There's the Bible, and I'm like, okay, but I got to get this work done. And I have to be way more intentional. Miss Barbara said it best. Obey.
That's
And
right.
He said,
That's right.
read your Bible. And I'm slacking a little bit. And I get not necessarily punished for it, but things aren't as easy. Things are way easier when you just stay in that book.
It's so true.
But apparently I love suffering. I always say I learn a lot in suffering.
Oh, dude.
And I do.
Check my track record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ditto.
So he's like, go suffer then. If you want to do it by
It's
yourself.
a muscle like anything else. Just Corey says it, just like going to the gym. If you slacken it, it's harder to get back into the swing of things.
Well, Carlos is a disciplined man.
Very.
Routine. I am anti all that shit. I talk about it. You couldn't track me if you tried. I won't go to the same. I could about find a new way to the gym, and there's one way to get there. But just to be different, I will leave different ways. I don't know. It's just something about me. I don't like patterns and routine. The only thing consistent about me is my inconsistency.
Okay.
But I am always on time, and I always meet deadlines. So that's a good thing. But other than that, no, I kind of wander.
Yeah.
I'm a
You find your own
vagabond.
trek there.
Yeah, I'm a trailblazer.
I like
New
that. I like that a
horizons,
lot.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting.
All of that tracks.
Yeah. Magic's in the mystery.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at routine myself. I just feel more comfortable. For the longest time, I was just a wreck. You know what I mean? Like, before I was with my son's mom, I was just doing whatever. I was a D-bag with my ex-wife. And I thought I learned my lesson once we got together, me and Brian.
Oh, yes, I call his wife Brian.
Okay.
Long story there.
I wasn't going to. I was like, okay. Well, there's another
He's married
curveball
to a woman, I assure you.
that you referred to.
But-
And also not
Yes.
married, separated.
Well,
But we're
okay,
That's
breaking
okay.
breaking news on.
Oh, yeah,
for
that's
me.
what happened in
Hi, bud.
November.
Okay,
Okay.
well,
But,
Carry on.
Oh, yeah.
Carry on.
That's about the lowest.
yeah,
yeah.
When something
So-
comes to an end,
Yeah.
the hardest thing in the world is somebody to lose something, like your car keys or a wife or a husband. Devastating. But
Yeah.
boy, do you if you're intentional, you go through it, you can learn a lot about yourself.
Oh yeah, and that's one of my biggest things. I got love for a lot of my friends and stuff, but they're like, "Oh, dude, no. It was probably like she would." I'm like, "No, I effed up." Like I know that.
Good
I
for
know
you
that.
for owning it.
But the greatest part about thank you. But the best part about that is once you know you're the problem, you can fix the problem, right?
Yep.
It's not about like if I was just blaming her, I could have just kept on being a POS, But that's for her sake, for my sake, for my son's sake. Dude, I wear this ring, right? Because I'm like, ladies, please.
Actually, that probably attracts more than it.
It doesn't. Plus, I'm like, I'm short and I kind of talk like a girl. So I'm like, oh, hey, guy. So, like, I got a lot of good things going for me to pressure them away.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't really drink anymore. I stopped when we had the fasting at church. I stopped for that. I didn't do social media. I got off of everything. I stopped drinking. I stopped, smoke. I still vaped. Forgive me. Okay. Forgive me, dude.
Yeah, okay, no judgment. Sorry, I couldn't hide in my face.
You're
But
the
don't
worst.
vape. Look at his lung.
He don't vape. That
Oh,
wasn't from
He
vaping.
literally
Now
went
you
like
can't.
this as an example.
It
Let
better
the
not be
boy
from vape.
do something good.
Go ahead.
But yeah, and I during that time, I really just, focused on my Bible study because we were doing Revelations during that time too. And so I was doing my own Bible study on top of doing my Revelations Bible study. And a lot of it just kind of opened my eyes up to myself. And I'm like, dude, I truly believe that God has a route for me to get my family back together. My whole life, I've put like money and wanting to be famous and all this other stuff as my idol, as my God, right?
Yeah.
And it's like as soon as I decided to start making God my God, everything else just started getting better. You know what I mean? Like it's weird to say because I mean she was done with me. I ruined our relationship, And then once I started getting real about this and showing some consistency with myself in the church, things started changing. She still don't tell me that she loves me. I tell her 1,000 times a day, words of affirmation and stuff like that. Like that's one of my love languages, that and touch.
Got to be judged by your fruit, not your words.
Exactly. So
It takes time to grow some fruit.
yeah. So like we'll spend time together. I'm moving into an apartment at the end of this month, which is dope. A little tiny place, just a little man cave for me and my boy whenever I have him. But I'm like, you can come over whenever, I'll give you a key. You know what I mean? Like I just like this mattress needs to get broken into, what I mean? Like, respectfully.
Yeah.
She's just, yeah. So, I mean, all good things,
snorted.
just as long as I maintain the path. So, wow, this got off subject. But routine is a big thing for me because I loved my little routine. Work, gym, pick up the boy, go home, make dinner, go to sleep. Same thing the next day, like a typewriter. You know what I mean? And then I ruined it all. And then I was like for like a month, I was just lost. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, God. Dude, I could have saved up so much money. I wasn't paying rent at my dad's house. You know what I mean? And I was still like, oh, crap, I got bills. Which is one thing, too. When we were together, she took care of everything. Everything, man. I made the money. I would just be like,
Well, it sounds like she's provided you an opportunity to grow some fruit.
well, it's about finally I'm becoming a man.
Yeah.
I've been a grown-ass child, pardon my French.
Yeah, it takes time, man. It takes time. Suffering is a wonderful thing.
It
It's
is.
inevitable.
Yeah.
I mean, you can dwell in it and produce no fruit, or you can learn from it and be like, I'm going to plant a tree here because these never grew. Maybe I'll
Exactly.
plant a tree in the light versus living, putting it in the shadows.
Yeah.
So
That's
Timelines-
a great way to say it.
Timelines don't matter.
No.
Timelines are a social construct. Like I was having this conversation with someone that was saying, I'm 30 something and I'm starting over again. And I'm like, look through history, look through time. I said, I didn't really grow. If you want to call this version of me the grown up version, cool. But it took me 40 years before I grew the hell up. I had it somewhat together. I presented really well and I was successful despite myself and my stubbornness.
Okay.
But in my mind, I'm just now growing up. I'm just now getting certain things together. And that's okay. Look at the Colonel from KFC didn't get famous, didn't get all that money, didn't get anything till he was I think it was late 50s, maybe even 60 years old. Some actors got discovered late in life. You just never know. God's timeline and our timeline don't ever.
Yes,
they
that was-
very, very rarely come together.
he doesn't even have time. Like he can just
And
see
that's
the
not
future.
relative to him,
I would
yeah.
say though, like I knew, so I went through it too. I left my marriage, agreed, shook her hand, said, "I want to wish you the best." This isn't working out. Amazing. His mother is amazing, and we weren't in alignment. But even though I left, I still went through the shit. Like loss sucks, man. It doesn't matter which
All
side
around,
of the loss
absolutely.
you're on. I mean, she's going through it too. And no, I'm saying your wife, whatever.
Brian.
And it was 1 year before I even decided to get a dog. Like I just sat with it and I read this right there. Meditations. I'm not going to get it. Wonderful. But I read a lot of books actually, just trying to get through it, just to distract myself. It was a year before I felt comfortable even feeling like I deserved a dog. You know what I mean? Because I
Okay,
felt
yeah.
a lot of shame. Like, well, hell, if I can't make that relationship work, why do I deserve anything? And then it was another year before I even considered really dating. And so it's been like a 4-year process, and I feel like I love the shit out of myself. Really.
Yeah.
But it takes a long time to shed all that negative emotion. And this is what I knew through the whole process. This too shall pass. And at some point, I will look back at my life in hindsight and be like, thank God. Thank God I got to go through all that, because now I have a point of reference. And because of that point of reference, I can talk to people like you. Because unless you have suffered that same type of suffering, keep your mouth shut to someone else.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it can be a blessing. A lesson can turn into a blessing. A little rap for you.
Oh.
How you like that? Huh?
Wow.
Lessons to blessings. Yo, are we recording the album right now? What's going on here?
But that's the point of the podcast, was to share these lessons that I've learned with my great-great-grandchildren that I'll never meet. But, you know, whether they watch it or not, it's irrelevant. But I feel like I'm leaving behind some kind of legacy, and I like to share my darkness. And now it's turned into light. You can see that little light of mine? I'm going to let it shine. Because I used to say the mountain doesn't move for the wind. I didn't write that. I wished I did. But I also realized neither does a lighthouse. And I just keep that thing lit and burning as bright as I possibly can. And not running out there trying to save other people, but just saying it's safe to come here. I got you. I'll
like
sit and
that.
listen.
I like
A
that.
That's the whole point of the podcast. Is turning into the podcast. It's turning into the Lighthouse Project overall. This will always be random thoughts, but it's motivated now by the idea is shine bright and illuminate the path for others. But I realized it's shine bright for him to illuminate the path for others.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm really digging
Powerful,
it. I'm
dude.
digging it, man. I'm loving it. So I say good for you.
Thanks, man.
Eat some shit sandwiches in the
Yeah.
meantime.
And it's
You know
still,
what I mean?
yeah, and it's definitely tough, man. It's tough to be
Oh, yes, it's supposed to.
my patience. That's and which is one of my many flaws is patience. But knowing that when I have these conversations with her, I'm like, yo, listen, I'm not gonna move back into this house. You know, I'm not. I'd love to, for sure. But this is going to take time. I have a 13-month lease. At the earliest, I'd love for us to move into a house by that time. Our house, you know? And it's like, I'm not going to rush it, but by golly, dude, if I could, I'd rather spend all my time here with you guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Have you ever heard of first principle thinking?
no.
Have you ever heard of Nietzsche?
No.
Okay. Well, he was an atheist. But he
Not
was
very
brilliant.
smart, my guy.
He said, he who has a why can live anyhow. And I discovered that first principle thinking is the art of asking why. And every time you get an answer, that answer should be the next question. You say, okay, well, why am I going through this? Well, my marriage ended. Why? And then that's a question only for you. And it takes time. Journaling, really reflecting, sitting in solitude, reading. And then the next why, that's the next answer. Why? And you just keep going back until you get to the root cause, which is first principle thinking. And if you don't figure out those whys, these whys will. So he who has a why can live anyhow, meaning the how to get someone back, the how to get the job, the what is irrelevant. And most books are selling how to do something, how to get rich, what to do. Bullshit's nonsense. Once you understand why, the path reveals itself. It's like, oh, I know why. Boom. And you just go for it. So soul searching, that's the key, man. I've dedicated my life to that. That was before I really knew Jesus the way I do now. I'd built my life on philosophy, and then I realized, oh, I'm doing it by myself. I'm honoring my crown, not his. And that's why I switched it. You know, I built a life around honoring my crown over my craving, and it was solid. But it was always temporary solutions to a permanent damn problem. So I was just I was buying myself 3 to 6 months. It always started over. So I was like, I'm going to try a different way. Take my yoke. I read it in the Bible. Take my yoke. And I was like, well, what the hell's a yoke? I have to look it up. It's a little wooden block that pairs 2 oxen together so you share the load.
Yep.
You still get to suffer, but he'll do it with you.
Amen. Absolutely, dude.
Attaboy.
Very well said.
And you haven't changed.
No, this was
Listen
before.
to you.
This was my life's work that you're getting little pieces of. This is
I
all in
love
journals from years ago.
Listen,
I love
from
that,
seeing
man.
you throughout the years to now,
Yeah,
it's
but Brennan,
beautiful.
how many years have you been hearing the same speech?
Forever. I couldn't
Forever.
literally forever.
Yeah, but
And you should be grateful.
Oh, he
to
is,
hear it.
dude. He came to me last night and showed
Sorry,
me.
I didn't mean to get so hyped.
No, he is so grateful. The kid is a light naturally because of gratitude. And he came to me last night. Dad, I got a tattoo idea. I'm like, what? Tattoo? Good grief. And then he shows it to me. And it's this beautiful lighthouse. And it says, illuminate the path for others. And he said, I believe in it.
Buddy.
I believe in it. I'm like, thank you, God, for allowing me to be the father that still inspires my kids. I would have ignored everything my dad told me. I rejected everything. But I figured out, quit trying to patronize and be condescending and quit trying to say, I told you not to do that. I started switching it up and being like, no, it's okay. Mistakes are inevitable. And you know what I mean? I just like, go make your mistakes, enjoy life, and just own them. And you were basically saying a moment ago, you know better. And Joey says a lot. I've adopted it. Once you know better, you have to do better. Because once you know better, you're judged differently.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the Bible. You start learning to do better. You're going to be held at a different level of accountability.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
That's what you started it with, accountability. And a mistake repeated is a choice, sir.
Yes.
So that's where the difference is. Once you know what your mistake was, you've identified the flaw, don't do it again.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Just the game plan
do
now.
your best.
My thing's really easy, dude. My don't ever F off again is clean and simple, dude.
Well, simple does not mean easy.
You're right. That's
Simple.
also
Good
fair.
point. Yeah,
Also fair.
that's a good point.
Yeah. If you think about cravings, they're so simple.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to justify. But I weigh every yes, no, sometimes, and maybe. I literally think it's a yes instead of a maybe. I weigh the small parasitic choices because those parasitic choices create emotional debt over time. So it's not the big things. Should we buy this house or not? It's the, hey, do you want to talk tonight? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe. No, it's a yes or it's a no. Right. A definitive, intentional answer. And so I weigh everything. I have this idea that I discovered, love or fear. Every single choice we make in life is motivated by love or fear because they're both wonderful motivators. And Machiavellian said, it's better to be loved. No, it's better to be feared than loved if you can't be both. But what he was saying was, it's a great motivational tool if you're responsible for people. So if you can't be loved and feared, just be feared. So like a Hitler or something like that. He's saying it's better because you can get people to do what you want, but it's not necessarily the right way. If you can't be loved, I'd be questioning that. So the point I'm trying to make is I realize there's only two reasons we do something. It's love or fear. And it's usually always fear of loss will motivate you. Rarely is it love. Love lets go and says, I understand and I want to wish you the best. Fear says, where are you going? Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
And I dedicated my life. It's not easy. I mess it up all the damn time, but I have a target to aim for. And I'll never really hit the target, but I'm going to keep aiming for that darn thing. And I identified Jesus as the target.
Amen.
He's perfect. I'm never going to be, but I can aim for it.
Yeah. Get as close to it.
You're starting to understand the philosophy that motivates me. I just happen to figure out that my philosophy is also in that book, and it aligns with that book. And I was like, whoa.
What the heck are the odds?
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about that dark space. I kind of want to take you back to that story when you were in that November of darkness.
Rain.
And November rain. Oh, look at with the music references
Yep.
for the guy. This guy. So
Right.
he's got a celebrity here. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You have thousands of views.
Yeah, you for real.
That's
So what?
all bots. I don't know.
What got you out of it? Like, walk us through that. What took you out of that
Jesus, it
dark
sounds
place?
like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it was. If you don't mind getting into a little bit more
by all
detail.
means, dude. My book's open. You guys want to
You
hear
know.
about the staph infection I had on my butt cheek when I was 18? Okay.
Let's fast forward a little bit there.
Yeah, let's work our way back. I like your question, Carlos.
I think that, yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I got a son. He's 6. He's my best friend and everything, which is, I know that the biggest most selfish act would be to end myself, right? But at the beginning of this, I mean, I had no home. I had staying in my dad's extra room, and so I was lost and lonely, dude. I didn't want to go back there. I got nothing there. I don't even have a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, it was either watch Netflix and chill by myself with my thing in my hand, you know what I mean? Or go out and drink and find somebody else to fill it, which I never.
Can I ask you what that emotion was that you think you were feeling?
Gosh, dude, just lost, empty, like a shell.
Yeah.
Like a shell, and I know that alcohol's a depressant. I know it was a dumb idea, you know? But when you're like, I don't want to remember anything.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of just
when you don't know what to do,
turn it to a country song. You know what I mean? And so I was doing that. Luckily, I didn't do anything wild. You know what I mean? I just drank at a bar by myself when I was lonely. I thought I might have like a sex addiction problem and stuff like that. So I went to an SA class that I found, and, you know, I broke down over there. But I figured out that, like, my addiction was never, it's not sex. You know, I'm not like, I need a
it's
pussy.
depressing.
Yeah,
The
I
negative
need,
emotion.
all I've wanted is just attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Affection.
I kind of became my own psychiatrist, you know? I'm the youngest. I got 3 older sisters, right? It was like, so where are we going this year, guys? We're going to go to Disneyland or Legoland? Legoland! Disney. We're going to Disney. I'm like, oh. First time I went to Disneyland, I was 17 years old. Guess what? Not that fun. Not that fun when you're older, because you're like, it's not a Lego, it's a guy in a costume. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm still like, yo, Dad, can you buy me the Millennium Falcon? He didn't. In his defense, I was doing drugs in his garage, so I could see why he wouldn't want to get me the Millennium Falcon. Probably would have sold it. But anyways, go back. Yeah, man, I was just empty, and yeah, I needed purpose, and I think when I went to the experience, it wasn't like just another church for me. You know, I've been to all churches. I've been to black churches. I've been to these churches. I've been to those churches. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to a bunch, and I could just get behind Corey because of the person that he is. You know what I mean? And then I went to the next class and I learned, hey man, we're the same.
So different.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's been a terrible little road for me, but look at you. You had faith. You found faith, and then you created a whole beautiful life. You know? I mean, why is that not... let me kind of fix this up. I'm not trying to say anything like I would idolize him. I respect Corey as a guy, as a buddy, as somebody who shares a story with me in a sense, right? But if he can change his life around, what am I doing? Why?
Corey shined bright and illuminated a path for you.
Exactly. No, absolutely.
Bingo.
Exactly what that means.
Absolutely, man. So it's like, I mean, yeah, man, I went through a little mental depression. Like, I cut my hair off. I used to have this beautiful little man bun, dude.
Well, I think you kind of nailed something that so before I had faith, I struggled with faith. I talk about this a lot. I'm learning to have more faith.
Amen.
It's
Absolutely.
easier these days now that, you know, I'll just say that purpose, you said it, you were looking for purpose. And I've written about this about 10 years ago. I remember writing, what is purpose? And I thought, oh, I know. Meaning. What is meaning? And I think I just wrote down meaning simply means to know that your life means something to someone else, that you're providing value in someone else's life will give you purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so before I had faith, before I had this relationship with Jesus, I had purpose. It was my motivator, and it kept me going. And I had a wonderful life. I've never suffered in the way that you guys have suffered. I've never thought about shooting myself. I've never had to develop habits and be disciplined because I always was too scared to find your rock bottom, right? And I always say rock bottom's a great place to build. It's a good foundation. But if you're not careful, your rock bottom can get pretty damn deep. And so I tell people all the time, hurt and find your rock bottom sooner than later because it gets pretty dark down there. I just looked down there and said, oh, fuck that. I don't know. We're going to stay motivated.
Yeah.
And I had 3 sons that they were my purpose because I was the last of my bloodline. So since I was 14 years old, I knew what my purpose was. What a blessing that was for me to be motivated by providing more than I consume, giving more than I take, and being a light in their life. But I was still kind of wandering. Once they got kind of age, I thought, okay, keep producing. And I just wasn't fulfilled. I remember the mom would always say, I hope you find what you're looking for, because it definitely isn't me. I'm like, well, you're right, but wasn't that I was looking for someone else. I didn't know what I was looking for. And now looking back on, I'm thinking I was looking for Jesus the whole time, but I had to keep rejecting not necessarily him, but other people's opinion, because everybody was praying for me, trying to convince me. I'm like, look, you're motivated by your fears. If Jesus like motivates me or convicts me in any kind of way, I'm there, buddy.
Yeah,
and I was.
I'll find it.
I was like, it started happening organically. And I look back, I thought, oh my God, he was with me the whole time. I was saved as a kid, and he provided a path that he knew I could walk. And the suffering I experienced along the way, which is inevitable, doesn't matter if you're in church, it doesn't matter if you're the Christian's Christian, you're going to suffer. And in different ways. Once you start building a relationship with him, you get to suffer in different ways. But which I think is beautiful, because the idea of the crucifixion was the most horrific suffering possible. So it's an example to say, you're not going to get through it. You're never going to live a happy life. Those are just moments. You know what I mean? You win, you lose, you win,
Absolutely.
you lose. And that's the way it is. I just try to minimize my wins. I don't go for instant highs like sex addiction, gambling. I've avoided those instant gratifications. I'll tell a quick story and then I'll shut up. But I'm standing in Miami and I'm looking at all these drug addicted people just laying on sidewalks, and I'm walking into a Walgreens. I'm kind of stepping over people, and I go to step into Walgreens, and there's a pile of shit that long in the doorway of Walgreens. And I'm just standing there looking at it, and I see people just stepping over it like it was nothing. I thought, how does this society get to this? Like, what causes this? And I'm pondering, and I thought, I got it. Short-term gain equals long-term pain. You go for those quick highs, those quick impulses, right? Alcohol, drugs, sex, those instant highs that allow you to suppress the suffering that you're feeling, which is generally shame, guilt, anger. It starts at the bottom as shame. That's the lowest level of consciousness, then guilt. Then you get up into rage and anger and all these other things. And the highest, above joy and peace, is enlightenment, which means clarity. It's aha, that's all it means. And I'm sitting there thinking about it. I thought, seeking these impulses to satisfy this urge will get me through the moment, but it's going to come at a consequence later on.
Absolutely.
And it was like a revelation for me. And I wrote that down. Short-term gain equals long-term pain. And then I flipped it. Short-term pain equals long-term gain. And I nailed it. And I learned about the cows and the buffalo or the bison. The cows see a storm and they turn around and run away from the storm and get trapped in it for a long time. Mm-hmm. The bison say there's a storm and they run straight into it and out the other side, and they're through it like that. So those little tricks that I learned helped me navigate the suffering.
Absolutely.
And I say this a lot, I dedicated my life to a lot of things, little tricks that I had learned, and then started sharing them with my kids. And that's the result of the podcast. That's why it exists. Now I'm doing it to shine bright for him.
Yeah.
So I didn't change. I just started honoring him through it. And that's revolutionizing my life.
I think everybody's rock bottom is different, and their tolerance or, I'd like to think I'm an intelligent human being, but some of us, we find rock bottom and there's a choice to be made at rock bottom, because that's not it. There's a lot of folks that'll dig.
Yeah. You're right.
Right. Absolutely.
They'll be like, everything, I can see the stars from here. This is cool. Let's go a little deeper. And whether that's stubbornness or not learning from it, or just not getting the perspective, like, no, let's get a little more suffering.
You're probably avoiding.
And you're avoiding that because it's accountability, responsibility. Oh man, I got to own my crap and move up. It might be a little easier to dig in a little deeper. Yeah. And as cliche as this is, it's 100% true. If you're feeling like crap, go do something for somebody else. Yeah, at the smallest level, whether go to Journey Home, go do something for your neighbor, mow your neighbor's lawn, do something nice for somebody else. Good luck feeling like crap after that. Put somebody else before you.
Absolutely.
It's an incredible, powerful medicine. It will lift you out of that in a heartbeat. Most people just won't take the step to do it.
I'm going to shut up after this because I've been sucking the air out of it.
He's lying.
But you're setting me up. You pitched me a damn softball. I had this idea. I said, we love to be loved. And that doesn't make any sense. But the reason why we show love is in the hopes that we receive it.
Oh, absolutely.
We're
dude.
100% motivated by affection, gratitude. And I thought, oh, I know what gratitude is. Gratitude is the sensation of feeling loved and appreciated. And I made this video. I said, when my friend calls me at 3 o'clock in the morning and says they're broke down, I don't want to get out of bed, but I have two choices. I can sit there and feel guilt and shame for being a piece of shit, or I can get up and go and help my friend. But the moment I show up, the love on their face, the gratitude, they feel loved because I came. And I see it. I can feel that energy, and it's reciprocated. Now I feel loved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're describing helping someone, man, do it for selfish reasons. Do it because it's going to feel good.
And so I agree with that. I go to a men's group Monday nights, obviously not going tonight, but
this is a men's group. What
This
are
is
you
the
talking
men's
about?
group.
yeah, okay.
This
So I was
is
going to get
this
to this.
is a men's group. This is therapy.
That's going to be shared with thousands of
somebody
people.
Yeah.
talked about seeds, and you're sitting. This couch is like the I don't know wherever you keep seeds, but like the seed holder, whatever. It doesn't matter. You guys know what I mean. I'm not from the freaking South, people. But we end up talking about Jesus and planting seeds and doing all that, and the couch and this room has become both therapy and a lighthouse, reflecting where people have heard his story, they've heard my story. Brennan's talked. We've had a lot of people on here, but your story and the way you tell it might be the seed that somebody needs to move towards
like
God
that.
or to move towards
like that a
something
lot.
else. So it's not just like the magic of that. It's Jesus is telling and being a lighthouse to people through you, through me, through you, and it may connect with someone. So that's why we have so many people sit in this chair and tell their story their way, because 1,000 times Carlos may not have worked, but one Nick did.
Yeah. It's
You know
not
what
me.
I mean?
It will. Somebody's going to
Yeah.
relate to you.
Can I come back sometime?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a yep. Because
Fuck that.
we only have an hour tonight, so we're going to have to give you another hour sometime. So,
That'd be dope.
yeah, man. I mean, I don't want people coming on here just to bitch and moan and talk about my life sucks.
No,
it's,
see.
hey, my life sucked, and this is what
Yes.
I'm doing to make correction.
And this is one, because I mean, I've watched a bunch of the clips and stuff like that. I've watched a couple episodes, and that's why I was like, hey, Carlos, can I maybe hop
Well,
on
you
here?
brought
man?
it up, but you didn't bring it up selfishly, because we have a rule, and I guess I'm going
We
to say
shouldn't
it
tell
out loud.
everybody the damn
No,
rule.
well, I think we should, because those people can't help themselves.
Okay.
If you ask to be on this podcast, it is either a hard no or you are going to the very back of the line, because we're here to be a lighthouse and to keep God at the center of it. Even we selfishly, I know it happens to me where I've got to reground myself when it starts getting good and it starts getting popular and all those likes go on. Be like, hey, bro, that ain't about you. It's about what this does.
Absolutely.
So-
and that's why I'm so about
You
it,
know,
dude.
it's you didn't like, you jokingly asked, it wasn't a thing. I have people that send me like novels as to like why. I'm sure you get it too. I get stopped like, hey, I've got this one person that's, kind of kooky and has an agenda. So like that
That's the
agenda
thing.
and that fame thing,
We
we
don't
don't
do
play
agendas.
that. We don't do that.
Dude, I got nothing.
It's an
Yeah.
Like, I'm a-
exploration. This
Yeah,
is an
wouldn't be here
and that's,
exploration.
so this is my biggest thing too, man, because I'm like, I said I stepped away from social media for so long. I'm still really away from it. I re-downloaded it. I still have my accounts, obviously, but I find myself not being on it. And it's like, it's so refreshing
Yeah.
because I'm not, this is going to sound bad. So take this with a grain of rice. I got so much stuff I'm dealing with and on my plate every day that I got to think about that I don't have time to like be like, they're in Cape Cod.
Oh yeah, no. There is good stuff in there though.
I will agree.
I
The
love
positivity part of it, there is some stuff,
I
like
love it.
this.
I love it because it'll give you, if you look at your algorithm, it'll tell you where your mind is. It will feed you what you're drawn to. And my algorithm's on fire. I mean, there's some funny shit in there. There's some a bunch of inappropriate stuff, but there's also, it's full of love.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I've come a long way. Because I remember looking at my algorithm before. Gosh.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
You know, and I realized, oh man, if I spend 1 second too long, it populates it more. It's just,
Yep.
it's just, the algorithm's not evil. is just designed to feed attention so
Yeah.
they sell more products.
And it
So
works.
if you look at it like that, it'll tell you where your mind is.
The algorithm is a reflection of where you are.
Yes, of your
So
attention.
this goes back to we have complete control and power over
Mm-hmm.
what we're intaking. So if it's, you know, booties and Satan or whatever, that's what it's going to push.
Yeah.
You know, ours has changed. Yes, we're guys. We are who we are. We are, I think, pretty raw and pretty authentic. So, I mean, our back and forth is really crazy motorcycle accidents, cool
lot of
Harley
retarded stuff.
Jesus, and a lot of the R word, which we get in trouble for. But
No
you
way.
know,
Can I talk
have you
about
guys-
the
you
R
know,
word?
we're like,
Did you guys really get in trouble for that?
No.
not like
dude.
not like by the law,
A
but
good
like
friend of mine-
people are like, don't say retarded, man.
The word police. So a good friend of mine recently asked me the
retarded.
other day, she was like, why do you use it? Why do you feel compelled to use it? I said, because it's a word and it has value, and I weigh every word I use. And she said, are you concerned it could offend someone? And I said, no, because there's no shortage of people out there looking to be offended.
Yeah.
And another statement was, well, what if it affects your testimony? And I said, it will. And I'm okay with that. And it's because it doesn't matter who I am. I'm going to isolate myself from some group, right?
Period.
It doesn't matter what I do, what I say. I can't please the masses.
Absolutely.
And I have no interest in trying. I get to choose who I communicate with. And the people I communicate with are in bars. And they use the fuck bomb and shit and damn it and bitch and hell. They love these words as part of the vernacular, and they mean nothing by it. It's your heart.
Yes.
And what is your intention behind the word? When I say, dude, that's pretty retarded, I would never say that to a handicapped kid, ever. Are you retarded? The point is that it's a fun word to make fun of ourselves, to say, hey, dude, you're doing some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm okay if it offends somebody. They're not right for me. I'm sitting there in church yesterday, and then I leave to go to my mom's church. I went to 2 services yesterday.
Nice, man.
Pretty good. It was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day.
Positive
And I'm
about
sitting
the
there in
8
this
o'clock
church,
service.
and I left one church where I learned a tremendous amount. I go to another church, and it's like it was a script from 45 years ago. It was the same shit that I had heard as a kid, and it was fear tactics. And
Yeah,
I'm sitting there.
Dude,
I'm sitting there listening to this guy preach, and he has good intentions. And I'm not going to say he's wrong, but I have a quote that I wrote a long time ago. Does it matter if you're right if you wind up alone in the end? And I'm sitting there repeating that phrase, and I'm looking in this empty church, scaring the same 12 people out of the hell that they're probably not going to anyways, and not one person in there that is lost, truly lost. I mean, they may be lost too, but they are isolating their audience, and they're not going out into the bars, into the world where suffering is really happening, and they feel too good or too religious, and that's the problem. It's religion. And I'm just sitting there like, what is this echo chamber we're in? What is the purpose of this? To feel good about showing up on Sunday and saying, hey, I preached the word? You didn't. You just screamed the same thing the same preacher screamed 45 years ago. For the last 50 years, I didn't learn one fucking thing. That's what I thought. And I thought, this is not for me. And I was just the whole time I'm reading about Jesus. And I'm reading, did Jesus preach or teach? He preached, but he taught. He didn't just get up there and tell you you're a moron and you're doing something wrong. He literally broke it down in the most peaceful, humble, charismatic, anti-conformist way. And I was just like, wow, man, I want to be like Jesus. Screw this crap. I'm not here to point out every flaw you have. I'm here to say, let's talk about it. It's okay.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
accept that and try to figure out why you did it and move on. But I use these words because they relate to people. There's a huge audience out there that's not in church, right? And I was thinking about Jesus having dinner with the unclean. I was thinking about Peter, working with the tanner, right? Because it was unclean. And that's on Acts, working with people that are supposedly unclean. In Acts, they're working with a leather tanner, And I thought, no, man, I'm on the right track. I am on the right track, and I refuse to be told what I have to say and what I can't say, especially when I know my heart behind the words that I'm using.
Yeah.
I know my heart. I'm here to build people up, and if you can't see that, I'm okay with that. Go over there.
Yeah.
There's
It's
a
not for
huge
you, dude.
audience
Yeah,
over
exactly.
here that relates to me.
Yeah.
I'm relatable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's my
100%.
motivation, is to be as authentic as I possibly can, because if I'm some clean person on here and I don't say anything, and then they see me shooting pole one night and somebody walks up to me, because this happens to me a lot, people want to talk about Jesus, and I'm thinking, the hell's going on here? This is wild. I don't know what I said or did. I'm just shooting pole, talking shit to people, you know? But then we end up sharing something, a testimony, and I'm like, wow, thanks, Jesus. That was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
well, our mess is a message, right?
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
You
Yeah,
talk
that's-
about how, you know, everybody wants to talk about this pristine, window dressing, beautiful Christian life. Life's messy. Life's hard. We've all had crazy rock bottoms. Jesus used murderers and thieves
Yeah.
and prostitutes, tax people, which, by the way, notice how the tax people are up in there. I'm just saying.
By the way.
But still pay your taxes. But you know, pay your taxes. But you know what I'm saying? And I had difficulty with this, but we met in a bar.
Yes.
And I still hang out. I mean, obviously I'm not drinking, but what I missed was the camaraderie and the talking and all that. But I'm, you know, and I'm in a place where I can go there and have an NA beer and not be tempted.
Yes.
Not for everyone. Make sure that you're in the right place, but you're planting seeds in places they normally wouldn't be planted. And I had trouble. I struggled with this because Nathan's so like, yeah, I enjoy my beer and I like this. But there's that point where he's reaching people that aren't being reached.
Yeah.
And
I'm
we're
not
talking
even
real to
trying.
folks. Yeah.
It just happened organically. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And I just started figuring out, oh, I'm being used here. This is awesome. And then, but then people say, but Nathan, you're a pathway to Jesus, like a gate, you know? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not the pearly gates. I'm like the Carroll gate, like the far side of town. Like, I'm the rough little thing, like the one that doesn't look too scary to get through. I'm like, yeah, come on here, man. I'm just like you.
Exactly.
But I'm inside, you know what I mean? I'm good. And I don't know if my life changes. I don't know if I'm going to become something different. I have no idea. But I'm not going to say no if I feel called. I just keep saying yes. The only promise I made to God, I made one. I'll say yes, whatever it is. If I feel convicted to do something, if you plant somebody in my life, the answer is yes, 100%. Mm-hmm. I will not deny that. And so far, I feel like I'm on the same path I've been on, and this podcast is reaching people, and I'm like, well, who am I? Who am I to say I'm on the wrong path? I'm just going to keep doing what I feel convicted to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great way to say it. Yeah, see, that's like how you said earlier, dude. You feel, when you talked about serving others, you know, go do something, not for yourself. It is such a great feeling, and it is such a selfish feeling.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Well, I don't know if it's a selfish feeling, but even if the motivation is selfish.
Yeah, okay, that's what I
Now,
mean.
if you're out here bragging about what you're doing, there's probably a problem.
Different
if you're
story.
telling everybody about,
I'm not going to
the
fill
things.
myself
But
giving money to homeless people.
I just realized
That's
I
just
know
me.
what it's motivating me, because I don't want to feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That was enough of a motivator for me.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah, absolutely.
I had and I'm curious what you guys think about this. My boss a couple years ago, and he's changed and grown a lot. But he had a real big problem with people that would post like thoughts and prayers and stuff like that, right? Which I can get behind. Thoughts and prayers, if you're actually stopping to pray for someone, are meaningful because there is big power in prayer. I had a whole group praying for you.
I thought
my
it was
men's
still
group,
very grateful of that.
all that. Shout out to my New Visions Bible study group, 6 a.m. guys. Here he is. Brennan's in his chair, living his life, doing his thing. He's a little sore and he walks funny, but he's doing all right. And
I'm proud of you.
you know, that was a serious thing, and I used to pay that lip service, but it's so powerful. And I got this group of guys, and I know my guys. These guys stopped and prayed for Brennan. Mm-hmm. And they checked on, like, you know, obviously through me, they don't know him directly, but they were like, how's he doing? Is he getting out of the hospital? Is he doing all right? He was scheduled for Friday. Is he going? And I mean, I felt it so hard. Like he was super cool. And it kind of bothers me because I love this kid, man. I stopped and I was so worried. I was at work and I was freaking the hell out. Like Nathan was like, hey man, his lung collapsed. And he goes, I'm so sorry I told you that way. I'm at work. Like, do you need me to leave? Like, you know, he is the sweetest, nicest kid. I'm getting choked up and I'm sorry, but prayer is so real and powerful that these guys stopped. And when we went in, everybody was like, how's the kid doing? They're praying for your recovery. They're doing all of this. And look at him. And it freaking matters and works, man. It's a real powerful thing.
Well, something happened because the kid just, like, I knew he was in pain. It was hard for me.
Oh,
But
dude,
I
I
had to
can't
wear
imagine,
my
man.
mask.
Yeah.
I had to wear my mask, like, because if he saw me worried,
Yeah.
it would have made him worried. So I have to pretend like everything's okay. Mountain don't move for the wind, remember? Neither does the lighthouse.
And real quick, thank you to everybody. Thank you to my family. Thank you to all those people. Because, I mean, I had friends, family, prayer groups, everybody just texting to see how he was doing. And I probably got 7 or 8 separate ones Friday just to make sure he got out of the hospital.
I am
Just
so
so you
grateful.
know.
Thank you so
Like,
much.
it was like that.
I can tell you what the experience was. Gratitude. The kid,
Yeah.
the whole time. Thank you guys so much. I feel so loved. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry I even put y'all through this because he liked to smoke weed. And he had a 4 a.m. prayer. God, I will never do this again if you get me through it. And he's going to honor that, apparently. That's between him and Jesus.
Hey.
But
Accountability.
he handled
Accountability.
it so graceful, so graceful. And I had never been in anesthesis, which scared me. I wasn't worried about the lungs so much. I knew that they could handle that, but he had never went under before. And I don't know. I have a fear of that. You know, how people are going to
absolutely.
respond.
Oh,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a fluke. Well, you know, this never happens. So I didn't feed those seeds. I didn't water them. Although they
Attaboy.
were trying to intrude those intrusive thoughts. That's a gift. If you can decide what you feed, spray Roundup on some
Dude,
shit.
that's what I'm saying.
Breathe.
That's
Maybe
my
not
biggest
Roundup.
thing I need to worry
Maybe
about.
not
You know what I
Roundup,
mean?
but
Though,
yeah.
like I've learned to breathe.
I'm pretty sure there's a
And my
lawsuit there.
friends prayed for me there, but I was so blown away at how graceful he handled the situation.
Yeah.
I was like,
He
who
was
is
super
this
positive.
kid?
Hey, and quick question. Any funny stories while under anesthesia?
Yes. He said he came out. He don't remember any of this. Click, click, clack. Brennan's back in black.
Heck yeah, dude.
Okay, that's gonna be a T-shirt. Like,
Yeah,
let's do that. Click, click,
I'll
click.
rock it. Get me an extra small.
Man,
He had
they,
no
I
idea
hate
what he
you
was
so
saying.
much.
It could be my nightgown.
Give me an extra small. This is why I look big. Because I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and my nephew Luisito picked me up, and there is video that very few people have seen. I thought I was on a safari, like in the jungle, and somehow I was British. And he was like, he said something like, "How you feeling?" And I was like, "Just capital." Like, I don't know what would happen. I was like, "This is a great safari, man." I was like, "I've seen all sorts of animals," and I was just talking all hella trash. But I wanted to bring that. I wanted to see if there was, there's funny to everything. There's something to everything.
Oh man.
I wish Brennan was on camera. Can you get the microphone closer? And because we've been talking for you,
Yeah.
talking to my, is your microphone working?
Hope so. Yeah, it's working.
I can't hear shit out of your microphone.
You don't hear it?
Talk louder.
I can only.
Hey.
only talk loud.
Well, Brennan, can
Breathe
you
deeper, buddy.
do us a favor and
What, you
tell
got
us
a
about
weird
your
lung or something?
experience?
I don't really know what to tell other than I'm just grateful it happened. I wouldn't change a thing. It all happened for a reason. I'm extremely grateful for everybody that prayed for me. I've actually made friends that were never my friends that just reached out to me and said they were praying for me. It's a feeling that I've never felt. Like everybody, I even sent prayers out for everybody that prayed for me, just being so grateful. I've never felt a feeling of, it was like love from the whole world almost. Like I can't explain the feeling, but just the gratitude and how much people care about me was a feeling that I couldn't even explain. It was amazing.
Beautiful.
I'm
I
just
Beautiful.
love
good
you
to be
so
back.
much. I love you so much.
Yeah, and I have some bad discipline, so
Mhm.
God knew that I was never gonna stop. So He said, "All right, I'm gonna show you."
Yeah.
And that's what happened, and now we're doing better now.
Yeah.
Getting
He's
everything
doing
in
good.
order.
Power, baby.
Happy
Power
to
in
have
it, baby.
Man.
There's power in it.
Gives me goosebumps, dude.
I'm gonna give it to
Carroll.
you now, man. I'm gonna let you wrap up the show and
Drop
Drop
one
some
else
pearls.
you wanna
What's
share?
up?
Oh, dude, I
It's
got.
all on you,
No
dog.
pressure.
I mean, this stinks. I thought we were on a roll until now.
Yeah,
It's
we
on
are.
me. I feel like it's off
We
the
are,
roll
but,
now.
You know, I want you to be able to have your moment. You know, I know it's kind
Yeah.
of a short show tonight, but you've been great. You've been a great guest.
We
But
touched some pretty
like,
heavy stuff.
what advice would you give? Like, you're going through it right now. You're not on the other side of it. You're going through it. You're in a valley.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
I'm just
Let me
keep
get
your
mic a little
focus
closer.
right.
Yeah, move your mic a little up. There you go, brother.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. So you're
Yeah,
saying your
just
focus.
keep
you're
the
thinking about
focus,
your
man.
thoughts?
Yeah. mentally, I think, like you said, it's so easy to just have these weeds sprout in your garden, in your brain. And it's really tough when you don't try to take care of them on the front end. So if they just keep growing, it's going to take over, and then you got nothing.
I heard Corey say the other day, he was in the Bible, protect your thoughts. And I don't remember the rest of the verse, but that's what I pulled out.
I mean, that's pretty solid right there.
Oh, man, it all begins with thoughts. Everything in life, good or bad, begins here.
Yeah.
It's not the crime that you commit. It's entertaining thoughts. And so whatever you focus on, whether it be darkness or light, will manifest. And so
Absolutely.
I always say, man, I'm not going to, it's not your actions that you should be weighing necessarily. It's the thoughts that you're considering.
Yeah.
And that if you can reflect on that, and if you're having bad thoughts and they're intrusive, you can breathe. It's the greatest trick I've ever learned is breathing. It's a universal trick that people have been using for thousands of years. And
But it's true.
box breathing, any kind of breathing, Wim Hof breathing, the shit works.
I know.
Have you
that
ever heard of
guy.
Wim Hof?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
the
have.
Ice Man.
Yes,
You get
dude.
high as
The
a
Ice
kite
Man.
doing that. Holy crap. It's 30 deep breaths in and out, and then hold your breath for like a minute and a half. Believe it or not, you can do it.
Yeah, I've
All right, Brennan, take us home.
And you gotta do it.
Show it to us.
We've done it together,
I
didn't
love
we?
you. I love you. I love
pull that
you.
up, Brennan.
Try.
It's hard. It's one of the hardest things you can do. But what it'll do is it'll distract your mind long enough to get you out of that feedback loop
Yeah.
that you're in.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful gift that I've adopted.
Yeah.
If I, just on a real quick serious note, we discussed thoughts of suicide and suicide. If this is something that you are struggling with, we're going to put a number down here.
Are we?
Yes,
What's
we
the
are.
number? It ain't my number.
There's a
not trying to be funny.
there's a suicide hotline. But seriously, if you're experiencing this, you are not alone. Reach out to a local church. Reach out to friends. You guys follow us on social media,
Yeah.
leading you in the right direction. You are not alone. We want you here. You were born with a purpose. Life is a gift. Please don't waste it. You matter. And that's very important to know.
Come sit by me and Carlos at church. We'll save you a seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
100%.
that. Or if you want to go to 10 o'clock, I'm there.
Yeah. If you want to
usually
like,
up front.
If you want to sit up front where the,
you're looking at the
where
stage front to the
backslidden
left.
ones are.
Oh, man.
I'm joking.
he's so hurtful.
How?
I'm always joking.
That's not how I thought I'd end this podcast.
Yeah.
Pissed.
And go out and do something good for somebody.
Yeah, it'll make you feel better.
That'll get you out of those thoughts.
Amen.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I ain't got anything else, man.
Dude, I got nothing.
You gonna come back?
You
I
coming
do-
back for us?
We
You
need an
invite me,
update.
man. I'd love to.
We're gonna need an update.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We need a part two.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Because I got a pretty good idea where you're at. Plenty of people have been there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say every one of us.
Yes.
So
Guilty.
part of life.
Well, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be able to spend time on this couch with
Thank you, buddy. Love you, man.
Love it.
Love you, man.
Awesome
Such
meeting you,
pleasure.
Nathan, man. This is awesome. You're a cool dude, too, I guess.
The coolest,
Dude, I get it.
coolest guy.
I
know.
get it, man.
And he
I
inspires
love
me.
this love, man.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm
'Cause I
in love
love-
with all my kids,
Yeah.
but he loves me so much. I always say, people talk about, oh, you can't have favorites. And then the other people try to understand why they have a favorite and they feel guilty. And I figured it out. Whichever one loves you the most is naturally going to be your favorite.
Yeah, dude.
And this little shit
Yeah,
adores
dude.
me.
Hey,
And I
my boy
adore him.
Finley, shout out Finley. It's the same thing, bro. That's
Landon,
mom.
Dakota, I love you just as much. Just love me a little more. No, I'm joking.
Bennett, I love you. I just don't get to know you. Story for another time.
Okay, on the
Ooh.
next
This makes me miss
episode.
my dad, so shout out to Pops. Yeah.
Well, that's all I got, man.
All right. Love y'all. Be good.
Peace
Until
out.
next time, so long, friends.
Peace out.
Woo. We got to get a picture before I forget.